The cream of the crop!
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to The Fringe. Breaking news, as I know this was a long time ago, but does everybody remember, well, God, it might be a long time for people. You might need time to get a little bit of a, oh, I remember when that happened. I know it's 4 days ago, folks. 4 days ago, Mark Carney was asked about digital ID after UK PM Keir Starmer's mandate. He didn't say no, he just says he has no current plan. I showed this tweet in another video and said, big difference. If he wanted to kill the idea for Canada, he would have flat out said no, he didn't. I have to show context. Because digital ID is being snuck into Canada. It's coming. It's already in the works, and I've got the receipts. We're going to show that, so stick around. Let's just get the context in here, folks.
Keir Starmer's introduced a digital ID card. He wants to make it mandatory as a way of controlling immigration. Is that something Canada might consider?
Well, Paul, one thing I would put in terms of context is the UK is relatively unique in not having other forms of identification. So there's been a long history here not to have ID. In Canadians, we have various forms of ID. You know, we have driver's license. You have social insurance license. Like you have forms of identification. In terms of so now, are there merits to having common digital identification for government services, for you say immigration, also for financial services, portability, other aspects? There may be. We don't have current plans for that.
Thank you.
We don't have current plans for that. Now, you notice again, I pointed this out in the last video. He stutters and stammers on about, well, it's important, like he always does. And he says that this was brought on because the UK doesn't have any kind of identification process. I'm sorry, do they not have passports? Do they not have driver's licenses? Do they not have social identification numbers? I know that it's not called that in the UK, but it's the same as Canada. We have social insurance numbers in Canada. That's how they track our taxes, where we live, how we vote. We have driver's licenses. We have passports. We have it all just like UK. Mark Carney was in the UK with Starmer when he announced that digital ID was mandatory if you wanted to have a job, if you wanted to work in the country. And of course, he stands here and says, no, no plans for that in Canada. Well, hold on to your nutbags, folks. Ryan Garrettson. This is the proof that I've always said. This guy's channel is worth following on X. He's amazing. From one of the Government of Canada's YouTube channels, but they have no plans for digital ID, according to Carney. Okay, and it will always be under the guise of making life more convenient and safer. In the UK, you must have digital ID if you want to work. And for anybody who doesn't understand what digital ID is, if you think back to the Freedom Convoy, if you think back to freezing bank accounts, telling people we're not allowing you to live your life because you donated to something the government didn't agree with, you think of the illegal use of the Emergencies Act against peaceful protesters. The government essentially has some form of a social credit system by this, with digital ID saying, well, now your driver's license is attached to it, your banking is attached to it, your job status is attached to it. So if you say nasty things online during hate speech time, when we implement hate speech in Canada's laws, God, I can't even get my words straight. I'm so frazzled by this. It was being introduced after our hate speech laws, our Internet Safe Act, our Internet Harms Act was being introduced so that they can funnel what you're saying online. If you have a digital ID and you say something nasty online, well, guess what? Now you don't have a job. The bank isn't going to approve your car loan because your social credit score is not up on the top of the charts. We're going to tell you what to do with your body whenever something comes out that we feel we have the authority to tell you on what to do with that, or you're going to lose your job, you're going to lose your house, you're going to lose everything. It's all tied to control. Don't believe me? Here's the video from the government in Canada.
Sometimes applying for government benefits can be a lengthy and complicated process. The
The Government of Canada's vision is to enable Canadians to use trusted digital identities for quick and easy access to online services. Emily's having a baby soon and is applying for benefits. Today, she has to complete an online application form, then wait 5 to 10 days for an access code. When it arrives in the mail, she will use it to create an account and set up direct deposit. What if she could do all this at once, from any device? She'd confirm who she is using her provincial or territorial trusted digital ID, consent to using personal information from her digital ID, and may choose to receive notifications. Once approved, she'd decide how to get paid. That's it. The government's goal is to enable simple, fast, and convenient access to services anytime, anywhere, on any device. We're working with government and the private sector to build the foundation and standards for digital identity across Canada and internationally. The future is closer than you think.
The future is closer than you think. Hashtag Government of Canada Digital ID. So they're going to say, oh, it's for convenience. And I've talked about this before when it comes to the Online Harms Act, that this is all set up that when they first came out with it, oh, it's to protect your children, right? Think of the kids. If you push back on it, you're an ist and an ism. You're not allowed to talk negative about the government. What's funny is that they've used the assassination of Charlie Kirk, amongst other things, to push this Online Harms Act forward by saying, look, it's to protect children, it's to protect public figures. Well, guess who else are public figures, folks? Our government. It's to protect them. And I've talked about it in great length when we talked about different tax bracket or tax claims that you can make as a corporation, and how that those laws that are put in place that Canadians say, oh, this is great, I can write these things off, I can save money by claiming these things as expenses or things like that. Those are all laws that have been brought in place for the government's benefit. We just get to use them. It's the same thing with the Online Harms Act. Well, it's all for your benefit, but it's actually just to protect the government. We don't want you saying nasty things about us. We don't want you talking about digital ID. We don't want you talking about us censoring you. So we're going to shut it down. We're going to shut down multiple online platforms. Now we're going to bring in digital ID. And while, oh, it's just so you can get paid, guys. It's so you can get your benefits because, God, heaven forbid we have to send you a check in the mail, or you have to go online and put through a security code to verify who you are in order to get your benefits. Nope, we want a digital ID, and then we're going to make it mandatory in order to work in this country. And they're going to claim, just like the UK, that this was all about immigration. Starmer's biggest point when he talks about digital ID is saying that, well, migrants have flooded the country and we can't verify who is actually a citizen and who's here illegally. This was a problem they created, and we've talked about it so many times, folks. Managed decline. When you look at the UK, when you look at Australia, when you look at Canada, other European countries, it's all part of a process of managed decline. They're all doing the same things at the exact same time. I don't know when people in this country are going to wake up and start to realize that this is all part of the plan to censor you, to shut you down, and to control your life. If you think the pandemic was bad, being told you're not allowed to have your family over, you're not allowed to go on vacation, you can't get on a plane or a train and sit next to people who haven't done their due diligence. You remember that with Trudeau? I've showed it a million times. It's coming, folks. It's already here. The hashtag GC Digital ID. What is it they said? The future is closer than you think. Mark Carney is sneaking this in, hoping you won't notice. I would urge everyone watching this video, especially in Canada, send this to your political representatives. Tag them, put it on social media, Facebook, Instagram, whatever you got to put it on. Forward this out and show them, hey, Pierre, where's your comments on this digital ID they're bringing in? Who's voting for this? How do we shut down internet censorship before we get to this point? How do we stop this from happening in our country? We need to start being more vocal and saying we're noticing these things so the government doesn't continue to think they can slip them past us. Because I guarantee you, folks, this is the start of permanent lockdowns. This is the start of universal basic income. This is the start of you're not allowed to leave your home unless we say so. The government's job from day one is to push policy, not to control your life. We are allowing them to change the rules of the game. It has to stop. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. If it's your first time here, boy, do I ever hope this video has earned your subscription. Make sure, again, please share this out on your socials. Get it out there. Show people that this video exists, that it's in Canada, that it's coming here. Leave a thumbs up and a comment down below. Help push this out and drive up the algorithm so that more people can be informed of what they're missing out on. Join me live twice a week on the channel, Wednesdays and Fridays, for Unhinged Fringe on Wednesdays, Friday Night Fringe on Fridays. So we talk about everything going on within politics, everything that we know is coming up ahead, as well as hearing from you guys within the greatest YouTube community on the platform. I'm so frazzled. I'm sorry. I look forward to chatting with you guys each and every week. Really, it's my only saving grace from the insanity that's going on. I most importantly look forward to hearing from you this Wednesday and Friday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Central here on the channel. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I'll catch you on the next one.